to the poorhouse, where the smoke is smooth, the pores run deep, and the conversation never stops. From the big plays on the field to the bold flavors of cigars and spirits. This is your place. Pull up a chair. It's time to pour one out. Pour one out for the stories untold. Let the rhythm warm your soul. Here at the Poorhouse, we keep it real. Every word, every sip, feel the blues reveal. Step in the scene. Gom's laid back, tone is legit. Bassline thumping while we all take a sip. Stories unfold on these well-worn stools. Truth in the air, yeah, we break all the rules. Cigar smoke dancing with the scratch of the deck. Microphone check, real talk, what the heck? 1 foot in the past, 1 foot on the beat. We pour out respect, feel the heat in the street.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Poorhouse. Here we are on this fine Tuesday, and we're doing our first episode. So we're about to bring some energy. We're about to talk some sports. We're about to smoke some sticks. We're about to tell you what we're smoking, what we're drinking, and why you should love or hate what's going on in your college football team this week upcoming. This past week. So, but let's start with some introductions. Reg, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
My name is Reg, as Joe said, or Reggie, but most of my friends call me Mr. J. Real. I'm an avid 49er fan, NFL team. I like all college teams. So I'm just excited to be here. What I'm smoking on tonight is the CAO Brasilia, which is definitely a good smoke. Mid to full body, nice on the retro. And what we're drinking is
John J. Bowman, single barrel.
Single barrel.
So I whipped out the good stuff for our first episode.
Nice pour, nice bottle.
Yeah.
So far the taste is very clean.
Yeah.
I'm liking it. And yeah, I just love sports. Personally, feel the work is in the logistics field. Pretty much like this Michelob Ultra is on the table. We kind of manufacture all the ink that's distributed to the bottling industry. So enough of that boring stuff, because we want to get to some sports.
Let's get to sports. So James, tell us a little bit about who you are and what you're smoking on tonight.
What up, what up? You know who it is? James. All my partners, they call me James. That's what I go by. Tonight, like Red said, we're drinking a little single barrel, John J. Bowman, smoking on a Maduro, under crown.
Yeah, it's a nice stick.
Got a nice pull. So we're here to talk about a little sports, college football, college basketball whenever it comes back around, NFL, NBA, little baseball, hot topics on the things that we enjoy the most. I'm definitely a Cowboys fan. Ooh, they hurt you. They hurt you every year, man. But that's my squad, I guess, to the end. I'm definitely avid. I'm a Tar Heel fan to the end. I was born in Chapel Hill, man, right across the street from the Dean Smith Center. So I'm a diehard Tar Heel fan to the end.
Cool.
So we're gonna talk a little sports, drink a little bourbon. Smoke some cigars.
Let's go. Well, a little quick intro about me. I'm less cooler than these two guys, but James and I are basically the same people, as you could tell on the camera.
Identical twins.
Little twins, Cowboys, heels. I don't know. Maybe he's going to be a Dodgers fan.
Yeah, I think Joe done converted.
He's working on that. I'm Dodgers. Yeah, Dodgers Nation. I'm bringing him in. The evil empire, but no, we're here to talk college sports. I got to talk about my Arturo Fuentes. I can't believe I about didn't talk about this thing.
Yes.
So my Arturo Fuentes, Hemingway, by the way, probably one of my first loves. So I'm wanted to bring that first love here on the podcast, talk a little bit about it. Mild. It's a little bit of a milder smoke. It's got some bold flavors in it, but
medium.
Like a medium. Yeah, medium. It's got some sweet notes in it. I like it personally when I drink a lot more red wine, but it does still pair pretty well with whiskeys. But again, we're not here to talk about always what we're drinking and what we're smoking, but we're really
definitely gonna mention it.
Yeah,
we're gonna
You
definitely
believe
talk
that.
about it. But we're
because the
gonna talk
palate
about
changes.
what people came to hear about, and that's our thoughts on college football this episode. But I think on some episodes we're going to cover a little bit of everything, like you said, a little bit of college, a little bit of NFL and whatnot. So we're going to have another episode coming for you later this week, just to go over the future. But we're really going to think back to about this week and talk a little bit more about college football, maybe a little NFL news, even obviously some. I don't think anything big's happened in the NFL in the past few days.
Not the past few days.
Nothing.
Well, no, it was something big, the Micah Parsons trade, but we're gonna let that
It's
one
all
go.
right. Yeah. Well, we're over it. I've already had 48 hours. I was on suicide.
Deron Bland got the
Yeah.
big contract.
Yeah. I'm off suicide watch. When I talked myself off the cliff for Michael Parsons, but it's all right. So let's talk about what happened in college sports, and let's talk really about college football and the biggest game, obviously, anticipation for the opening week. It was game one at 12 o'clock, which was a fantastic time slot for this game, Texas and Ohio State. We all know who came out on top, Ohio State, and what are some of the things you guys noticed during that game that really surprised you?
For me, right off the bat, it was just the way the Ohio State defense had Arch Manning rattled. It's like he just was a deer in headlights from the beginning. The pre-snap movement from Ohio State, it was just confusing. And I don't think they had him prepared for it, But I'm going to give him a pass because that was the Ohio State national champ. So they had him a little rattled. So maybe he'll grow from it, learn, watch tape. They'll coach him up better, and I think he'll bounce back because he was regarded as the next big thing coming out. So
But
he got to show and prove.
So did that change your mind? So, a lot of people said Archie Manning, probably the next, name the quarterback, number one quarterback that everybody thinks is going to happen, the surefire.
They call him a prodigy.
Yeah, I don't think
he was the next coming. He was going to be one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah. Does this game change that? You
it
think?
hadn't changed my mind because, like I said, it's week one and it was against Ohio State.
Right.
So it doesn't change my mind at all. But it's going to have people watching a little more just to see how he bounced back because he will bounce back. So how he bounces back, and then I guess all of the noise will die down once he bounces back.
Yeah.
And start showing who everybody predicts him to be.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think, yes, you want to say Archie Manning didn't show up like we all thought, but I don't think people gave enough credit to the Ohio State defense and obviously with Matt Patricia, but really, their linebacker core and their safety, really just killing it. And I think they gave a lot of tough looks that Archie Manning, first game on the road, just that's a lot to handle when you're talking about.
Absolutely.
And then I just think that Ohio State meaning had a little chip on their shoulder by not being ranked.
Yeah.
Coming off a national championship and not being number one.
And then being at home.
And being at home. So they just had a point to prove. Hush the naysayers already real quick and let's move on.
Absolutely. Yeah. And some people ready to bury Texas. Some people are like, yep, okay, well, maybe Archie Manning's not that guy.
I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah. No, absolutely. James, what surprised you in the Texas-Ohio State game?
I'm not gonna say surprised. Whenever it came to Arch was hyped, man. He was hyped up a lot. Everybody expected him to be something that he may not be yet. Like he's still young, man. He's super young, and then you got to also understand he was going against defensive coordinator that was in the NFL.
Yes.
So whenever I'm gonna give him a little bit of grace, and the only reason I'm gonna give him a little bit of grace is because when you're going against a defensive coordinator that is from the NFL, obviously it's almost like a cheat code whenever you're going against a quarterback, a young quarterback in college. He hadn't seen all these schemes. You can throw different stuff at him, confuse him, and it's going to be hard for him to adapt because he's fresh. It's not like he's a seasoned vet.
And a winner in the NFL on the defensive side
absolutely.
of that. So.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to say that Arch won't be great because I want to see him be great. I definitely want to see him be great because I obviously, we see where he comes from. We see his genes. We know that the back and behind him, he definitely has the potential to be one of the greatest quarterbacks we've seen. But the media also hyped it up to the point where we thought we were gonna see a superstar the first game, and then on top of that, you going against Ohio State, bro.
Right.
Like this is one of the greatest teams that he's probably gonna face this season.
Yeah, absolutely.
So for him to come out and destroy them, it's no way that was gonna happen.
Right.
Because I mean that wasn't in the cards, man. Okay,
Right.
but honestly, to be honest, it wasn't like they didn't get destroyed. Because at the end of the game, I mean, they
14
they was down by a touchdown, and
Right.
they
Yeah.
still had a chance to come
Good.
back
Yeah.
against one of the best teams they now ranked number 1, right?
Yes. Now, Ohio
Now,
State's number
with
one.
the
Yeah.
rankings out now, yes.
Yeah,
they're
the
number
rankings out now, they ranked
Yeah.
number 1.
Right.
So to play the way that he played, which I ain't gonna say it was the greatest play because it wasn't the greatest, but it also wasn't the worst. He had like 170 something yards. He had 1 pick. He had a TD, I believe. But
Yep.
at the end of the day, it's not as bad as people are making it out to seem as far as the people he was going against.
Yeah, I think the beginning of the game is what kind of told the whole story. Now he did bounce back, and show some signs of who we think he is. But I think it was just the way he was so rattled in the beginning.
Yeah.
I think it kind of just threw people by surprise. So they ran with that. But like I
Yeah,
said again,
absolutely.
I believe he'll bounce back.
Yeah, I think he missed some.
Absolutely will, man.
Mi-
Man, we'll see a lot more. Do you know who they play next week?
They
I think,
play another Texas team. Hold on, I'll tell you right now. Because actually, I will say San Jose State, who they play, actually has a decent quarterback. I'm not saying they'll beat Texas,
you
but
talking about coming up next?
San Jose State
Right.
could be a sneaky test. I'm not saying for him, but yeah, next will be San Jose. Yeah, because obviously, not every team. A lot of teams, obviously, that week 2. Week 3, they start playing some easier teams. Some,
They got room on the train still.
Yeah.
The train got space. Everybody jump right back on.
He needs the
Oh, he gonna be
experience.
all right.
He just needs the experience. And again, hopefully in their next big test, he's going to be willing to step up and show it that he's, grown and gained that experience, especially playing the tough defense, Ohio State. Like you said, I don't think he's playing a better defense the rest of the year.
Right.
Now that might change, but I think Ohio State's going to be a great defense. Now, I mean, because really Ohio State's offense only put up 14 points.
Right.
So, I mean, that tells you how
Yeah.
good Texas defense really was to keep them in the game. Now, I think Texas wide receivers, I think people forget they lost some
They lost a
some
lot.
guys, some
Yeah,
wide
they lost a lot.
receivers. So they
Yeah.
got some young
They
dudes
lost
to
a lot.
kind of catch up there.
And some running backs.
And some running. Oh, absolutely. Well, they're running back you. So, I mean, there'll be a next one lined up.
Yeah.
But I think really when you talk about also kind of moving on a little bit to some other games, kind of that mid-afternoon team that Archie's going to be good. Oh, Archie's going to be all right. I feel like
Yeah,
you
what
can't.
is your take?
What's your take?
Oh,
on
Archie Manning?
Yeah, on the game.
Yeah, what did you get? Did you sway a little bit from believing in him on that?
No, I feel like Archie Manning is a good quarterback. I think he's going to be a good I think he's going to be a great quarterback potentially. He's just needs the experience. He's 2
Yes.
years sitting behind, Quinn and Ewers, and really, I think what happened is, everybody was building him up. He played a few games, where he kind of spot started and stuff like that, and they kind of protected him in a lot of those ways. I mean, not to say that he didn't play talented teams. He
It's
just
just the name.
he just didn't play Ohio State, right?
When
You
you
got the
that
Manning
name,
name. Yeah, you got the Manning name.
it's gonna
People
follow
have the
you.
expectations. Peyton Manning, Eli Manning, now thinking Arch Manning. And I think
Absolutely.
I think he's going to be just fine. I think we're going to be still talking about him as a top 5 pick, here in the next. I don't think he'll go out this year, to be honest with you.
No.
I think it'll be
You
next
think
year.
he'll go number
He
1 when
could.
he goes?
Potentially. I still think I would put him still as a number 1 in 2027.
1 and 26.
27. I don't think 20.
Yeah,
I think
there's a lot that's coming out this year that's a lot better than him right now.
Right now. I mean, at least week 1. I mean, who knows? Maybe by the end of the year we're talking about him. But I think his experiences, he's ready to, stick around in college. I don't think he's looking to leave anytime soon. I think he's willing to sit and play his senior year. And with NIL money, man,
Mhm.
I mean, there's no reason a lot of these guys to leave college unless they're
Man,
like guaranteed.
We all know Art's not worried about no money.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, absolutely.
Even if there was no what's the NIL money.
Yeah,
the
I
point.
think he wants to make his own name, so I think he's going to stick it out a couple years, and then 2 years he'll probably go for the right situation. So I think I think he's got some good advice behind
Okay.
him. I think he's got a couple guys that can at least point him and put him in the right
definitely.
point him in the right direction.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think Texas and Ohio State are going to be all right for the rest of the year, so no problem there. But a team that a lot of people, and I'm going to a little bridge right here, a team that a lot of people don't think is going to be all right. Now, Alabama, Florida State. Alabama coming in.
Alabama's not who they were.
Well, they got a whole new coaching staff.
I mean, and Florida State was unranked. There was definitely a lot of unknowns.
They didn't know that what they were going to get in that quarterback. Meaning other people. Florida State knew what they had, but
Yeah,
and that
I think of
quarterback
that
came to play.
defense too. That defense in Florida
Yeah.
State. I mean, I think it surprised some people. I think a pass rush really kind of surprised Alabama. But I really want to say is the physicality. Because Alabama, physical. They've always been a physical team.
Yep.
And they've kind of come in and they've never been shocked like that. In fact, they said, now this is a stat for you, that Nick Saban had never had Alabama since his whole tenure had never been in the losing below 500. This is the first time that they lost
Yeah.
week 1 and been below 500.
Absolutely. But
And it's
Nick
a new coaching
Saban,
staff.
Yeah,
this
but
was what a non-ranked team.
Florida State was unranked. They
So,
are ranked now.
okay,
They
there's
come
some
back.
stats
They're
early,
they're
right?
14. They went from unranked to 14.
Unranked Nick Saban in his entire career.
Oh, they've never been unranked.
Never been on.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm
At
talking about
least maybe
losing
not.
to
Maybe a
an
couple
unranked
of
team.
seasons at the end of the year. Maybe
Losing to an unranked team. Nick Saban has maybe 4 losses in his entire tenure there to an unranked team. 4 losses. The guy who's coaching there now, what's the coach's name now?
I can't think of the name.
I can't even remember his name right now.
But he came from Washington.
He has 4 losses already.
Yeah.
And he's nowhere near. He has nowhere near the tenure that Nick Saban had.
Well, 'cause the recruiting class changes once coaches change like that.
Team
You can't get
recruiting
you
class
can't get
changes.
players to come in.
And also now NIL plays a big factor, man. You can pretty much go anywhere now and you can get money,
Yeah,
and
but
you don't want to play behind a lot of people.
But the coach has to have that esteem. See, that coach they got right now, he's not proven. So a lot of players are not going to want to go in the transfer portal and go there,
Yeah. No, absolutely. Well, because you really think about like you said, the transfer portal now, and that really eats at your depth. And, Alabama had been so good for, so long at having backup. If the day, Nick Saban starting 2 quarterbacks, get to the championship game. Oh, hey, let's pull my guy here. Let's put the next guy in, right? So then it's kind of, you're sitting there looking at it going, wow, who would pull a quarterback? Well, when you got 2 quarterbacks, because you're Alabama, that potentially could play in the NFL.
Now, is it true that there's no limit to transfer portal? There's no limit to players that can go through?
No, because they had 7. Well, you see, what was that? Somebody had 70. Oh,
Yes,
Carolina had 70. Well, 30. Well, you had 40 transfers, I believe, and like 30 freshmen or something.
30
Or
freshmen,
maybe the
yeah.
other number was maybe it's a little backwards.
35.
That's the next team I want to talk about.
Yeah, well, we'll definitely
If you
we
don't
can get to Carolina.
whenever you get to that.
We're definitely gonna get there.
Let's definitely we'll get to Carolina. Look, as a Carolina fan, I want to delay
Not that
conversation.
South Carolina.
Oh, South Carolina. Oh,
games,
okay. Now
that's
that's
what-
where actually I was
no,
going to go next.
Sellers
because South
impressed me.
Sellers
He impressed
absolutely
me.
impressed.
And that whole South Carolina team, look,
Yes.
they got a big wide receiver.
Yes.
So is South Carolina ranked right now?
They
Yes.
were
Were they ranked when they played on Saturday?
Let's see. They have jumped.
They will rank.
Let's see here. We're gonna. They weren't ranked, and now it's number 10.
Yeah, number 10.
They jumped up to number 10. So, yeah, no, absolutely. I'm with you on Sellers.
Because they got him like in the Heisman talk right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think when you got a special quarterback, a guy like him who's so big,
Talk after the first game.
He just had, it's something about him. He's athletic. He can throw.
Yeah.
His decision making in this week 1. I'm just going on week 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything was good. So they played Virginia Tech, so I'm not going.
yeah, Virginia Tech was still a good
they were
team,
good.
though.
I just want to see them going forward, but they look good though,
Yeah,
and he looks good.
I feel like Virginia Tech was a solid team. And again, like you said, he definitely impressed. Now, I think he impressed me physically.
Yes.
And I believe that he is going to be in that Cam Newton mold. Kind of big, physical.
How tall is he?
He got to be at least 6'3",
I'll give you a stat.
6'4".
I
I don't think he's that tall.
He's big. He's a
Maybe he
big
could be
guy.
6'6".
He's a big guy.
Could be.
He is Lenore Sellers is 6'3",
Okay, yeah,
240
I was in
pounds.
this. Yeah,
He's a linebacker, bro. I mean,
And he a mobile quarterback.
yeah,
yes.
he's mobile,
No, he
right?
got speed.
But can he figure out? I mean,
Mm-mm.
that's where the test is going to come a little bit later for him. Is can just not his physicality, but can he make the passes and make
Right.
the reads and play the
Right.
better defense? Can he beat the?
But
Can he beat Ohio State?
He can make passes, man. He can be accurate.
Sure,
make
but can he
passes.
do it against Ohio State? That's the question.
Against the top tier defenses.
Right.
Okay.
When the
But-
windows are a little tighter, the throws aren't as open.
And I understand that wholeheartedly, right? But you also have to understand for him to do that against Ohio State or some of the big defenses that your offensive line got to stand up. You can't put it all on him.
Oh, absolutely. No,
Your
but that's
receivers gotta
that's
get
a
open.
team, right? No, that's a team, right? That's a team
it's
thing.
a team effort.
I mean, he could still win. He could still win the Heisman.
But with
But,
quarterbacks like that, they design run plays for you. So your offensive line, yeah, they got to protect at some points, but sometimes they design plays for him to use his physicality and whether it be quarterback draws, design run plays.
Absolutely. Yeah, give him easy throws. I mean, I'm not saying you can't, but I mean, at some point, the defenses are going to take away the easy passes
I
that
get it.
give me, they're not going to let the one read, run. I mean, those quarterbacks are always just going to make plays in that sense. But again, at some point you run into that.
We just got to keep a close eye, man.
That's the good thing about, the thing about week ones. Everybody get a little bit of tape to look at, analyze, scout, and then they start preparing for you.
Yeah.
That's when you see the greats take the next step. When a team prepares for you and you still go to the next level. So
Oh, absolutely. Listen, man, Sellers is going to be something to talk about. As long as he stay healthy and the team continues to perform like they perform, he gonna be all right.
But we can also go back to what we talked previously, the game, Florida State. That quarterback,
I don't know, he was balling.
he was
balling.
Yeah, he was showing some stuff too. So,
But Florida State, they gonna be better than what people thought. That team down there in Miami.
yeah, the Canes definitely look like they back on it. The hype was on it in week one. The hype was surrounded in week one.
But
They
understand,
definitely
like,
look good.
even when I was listening to a few different things today, right? They were just talking about how whenever you practice, right? You practice, you get ready for the season, and you on a leash, right? You're on a leash because you can't go full speed or
Definitely.
you're not hitting like that. But whenever you go against another opponent, week one, the dog got the cage. It's
Definitely.
go time, right?
Yeah.
So even when you see all these people who out here or all these different teams that's out here, and they look like they didn't quite perform like that first week, or they didn't look like they were expected to look, it's game time.
Oh, definitely.
Right? It's time for you to lace them up and go get it. So
Definitely.
it's no more excuses. Look, we don't have time for no more
No,
excuses.
that's why
it's time to play.
most of the time you get the excuse in week one. After that, you are who you are.
Right.
I get it.
You are who you are.
Right. No, absolutely. And I mean, I think week one, again, you kind of teams are, this, for most teams is what they would say a tune-up game, right? They
Yes.
play some scrubs or whatever. But, I
Yeah.
mean, I think obviously they can't say, hey, everybody's going to play tune-up games week one
No
because
tune-up game.
everybody's going to tune out, right?
Okay.
So
People used to consider Vanderbilt a tune-up game.
yeah.
Vanderbilt not that team no more.
Well, a lot of teams are getting, but
They
I
have
mean,
run through
as
you.
teams are coming through, absolutely, yeah, no, 100%. And I mean, I think there's going to be some teams that are going to surprise some people. I think probably the next 4 or 5 weeks is really going to determine to me whether some of these teams are going to start making that transition back to the winning because they should have their tune-up games. They should start prepping for some more ACC, SEC, Big Ten.
That's a good way to go into what I want to ask you. The top 10. Let's read off the top 10 as far as rankings right now, just to see what teams we think will hold, fall out,
Okay.
or are the real deal, should I say?
Well, let's do that. But I want to let's finish a couple
Yes,
games real
okay,
quick
go
because
ahead.
I want
Go ahead to the
to
next
get a couple of just more games in a
Right.
couple ones I think we should definitely touch on because I think that'll kind of lead into that
Yes,
a little bit more. So talking about LSU and Clemson because I think you can't really miss out on that one
Yeah.
because I mean Clemson number 4 coming in
And they started out good.
at home in Death Valley, right?
Hold on. Did anybody see the 1-0 T-shirt? They came in there.
They put
They had
Yeah,
the
the one and
no
no
t-shirts
t-shirt,
on
yeah.
before that. Before
Well,
the
they
game
probably had
started.
to because they had to hype themselves up. Because what does it happen every year that
Look.
LSU since Chip Kelly
what
has
they
been the
do.
coach? They've been
They want to know yes or no.
but
Yes, they want
this
to know.
year. But they had to be.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's why
But they had to
they
come
needed
back
those
from
shirts.
behind with that because Clemson had them. They had their number. But then that quarterback for LSU he just stepped up and played some amazing ball in the
Absolutely.
second
Oh,
half.
Nussmeier.
What's the
No,
quarterback's name?
Nussmeier.
Yes.
So, but Nussmeier's a coach.
Yes.
So he started last year. But I'm telling you right now, I think Nussmeier probably top 5, top 10 pick this upcoming draft. I think he's going to be in that conversation.
But that's what I was saying when I said this, when we talked about Arch Manning earlier. I said there's a lot more quarterbacks right now that's coming out this year that's way better.
Plus, in this game, you have the catch of the year, week 1.
Listen.
Yes.
I mean,
Joe, but hold on.
One-handed.
Catch of the week.
No, catch of the year. That's good.
But you can't say catch of the year because you hadn't seen the rest of the season.
I'm just saying.
It was amazing. It
was a great catch, and it was in the
Odell Beckham.
Look,
that was Odell Beckham.
Definitely.
Let's not bring up that Odell catch. Wasn't that Odell catch? What game was it?
That was pass interference, but that's really offensive pass interference. But nobody talks about that. But Odell Beckham, that was in that. But I'm saying, but that could potentially week 1.
It was a hell of a catch.
Definitely.
You can't take it from him. You got the DB right there. Thinking that it's a pick. He think he about to pick this and go home.
Yep.
And my man snatching it out the air with one hand. He stretched out for that one. So listen, it was an absolutely amazing catch. First week of the season, it was amazing. I take nothing from it.
Yeah, no,
it was a great catch.
And was that? So we talked about LSU, Clemson. I think Clemson. I don't know. Hot seat. That might be a team we're going to talk about here in a little bit.
Yeah.
But we also have to realize, man, when we talk the teams we talking about, right? LSU, Ohio State, the different teams we talking about. Last season, they weren't slouches, bro. Like these were good teams.
Yeah,
these were great programs.
Oh, you're gonna always have the mainstays that's gonna be in the mix. So your LSU's, your Clemson, Ohio State, Michigan, Penn State. That's who I think really got overlooked this whole weekend.
Penn State,
but they didn't play anybody. So I don't. That's what I'm saying.
I think they got overlooked. They number 2. They ranked number 2, but it's kind of overlooked.
I actually made a huge error because I was talking about LSU.
Talking about the Miami game.
I was talking about the Miami game.
Yes, the Hurricane with the catch of the year.
Yes, it was catch of the year. So LSU Clemson was not the catch of the year. So I take that back. That was McDaniel. But I want to say he played it out. I think it was confusing me because I want to say at one point he's transferred from LSU. So maybe that was throwing me off. So I don't know. The transfer portal throws me off every year.
Speaking of the Miami game, what did you think about Beck, from Georgia?
I think Beck definitely launched himself into
another stratosphere.
I don't know about another stratosphere because I think he's experienced. He came from Georgia. He already played at a big school. He's already accomplished.
Okay. Did he not transfer and they paid this man $4 million from down there?
The thing about him is his play, even in Georgia, has went up, has went down, has went up. Well, I ain't gonna say up and down, but it went up and then it went down. That's why they moved on from him.
Right.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. This game right here that he just played.
Yes.
Does that show you why he felt he was worth that money to go down there for the trade? If you were paying this money.
Well, for one, there's something else that goes with that. Miami is trying to reestablish themselves. So they trying to do whatever they need to do to kind of reestablish themselves as that. They're trying to bring that Hurricane feeling back.
So question
That's why they got Michael. That's why they got Jimmy there. That's why they got him. They're trying to hype him up.
Do you think that was the right move to go to the transfer portal?
Oh yeah, for him, for Beck, definitely for him because it's relaunching his career.
Well, the question is, do you think he should have stayed at Georgia? So I mean, you can't tell me that Georgia wasn't a good situation.
No, listen, either team. Okay, I believe either team that he's at right now. I think Georgia might have been the bigger contender to be able to get a championship.
Potentially.
Not saying that Miami's not good, but Georgia is right now. They're proven.
Miami's got one of my favorite.
Yeah, I just think he couldn't run. It's something about the offense that he couldn't grasp with Georgia. I don't know what it was, but he kind of just
I think
lost
it's just
it
a little bit different of an offense. Like it was different in the sense that it's a lot of run base, a lot of they're not going to spread the ball out a lot. Not saying they won't, and obviously they have some great wide receivers, but I think it's a little bit more ball control. It definitely is in line with the pro style offense, but I mean, obviously I think at Miami, I think he does have a chance to, obviously show he can do it in two places because he's already shown he can do it.
Oh,
And I
definitely.
think he's got a good opportunity. I mean, I think Miami's defense is going to be, I mean, they've got probably one of my favorite defensive ends.
Yeah, they
Bane,
definitely they trying to bring back that Kane feeling.
yeah, absolutely.
Because they used to be dominant, man. I mean,
Right. But then you got to think
God.
about the other side too. So Notre
What's
Dame.
that? Notre Dame?
Yeah. So they played Notre Dame. And Notre Dame, I mean, they got
You're
love
a
coming
Notre
in.
Dame fan, ain't you?
Nope.
You don't like Notre Dame?
Hell no. I'm a USC Trojan
Yeah,
fan.
I like the
Well, I
coach.
mean, if you want to talk about USC
No, I'm
Trojans,
saying it's
I like the
somebody,
coach, but I think
we
they think they have a problem. I ain't gonna say a problem, but I don't know if I like that quarterback choice he picked.
for the Trojans.
No, for Notre Dame. I don't know
yeah. No,
because he's young,
he's
so
young.
but we
Well,
gotta
I
see.
mean, they got a good running back. I mean, they're going to be okay too. I think that, what really surprised me about Notre Dame, the offensive line and the fact that Miami was able to take advantage of that offensive line. Because if you think Notre Dame, really think prestigious offensive linemen. I mean,
See
every year
but
they're putting in like a dude that everybody's like, you know what?
that's
This
where I
dude's
thought
just
they made the mistake at because they stopped running. They really
yeah.
didn't run the
I,
ball like they should
I
have.
love best running back. At least by the press to say, hey, you got
Yes,
the best running back in college football, and he got like I think 14 touches or something like
yes,
13 or 14 touches.
exactly.
It was something
As they
stupid.
put it on the quarterback, and that guy,
Yeah,
I think he was just too young for that
absolutely.
environment.
And a 27-24 game, and you're telling me the running back? I mean, the game was never out of hand to a
Right.
sense that you
Yeah.
couldn't have really
Right.
established the run.
Exactly.
But I think that I think that offensive line for Notre Dame is what really let them down, and I think that's what made them think they couldn't run against them.
Yeah.
So
They didn't trust it then.
I think that right. I think they just felt like, hey, we're just running ourselves against a brick wall, but they should have trusted it. And I mean, you got the best running back, trust
Right.
that process, and run the ball and be more and be consistent about it. Especially, at some point you're going to wear that down. That's going to pay off later.
Exactly.
But hey, week one, I'm sure the just like us, the coaches probably was overreacting to what was happening in the game. So
Mhm.
but again, it'll tell a little bit more. But let's finish. Obviously, we're not going to talk about every game, but let's talk about probably the saddest game, at least locally outside. Well, I guess just a bit. Clemson. It was Clemson. Clemson might have been the saddest game, but Carolina was definitely the saddest game for me.
I think it was the biggest
Belly-
letdown. It was the letdown game of the Labor Day weekend.
I mean, the way it started, though.
No, it started
I
off
mean,
promising.
I was like, this
Said,
is what
okay,
I
it
thought
looked
Bill
pretty
could
good.
be, right? Like Bill would set us up, and usually what the first 8-10 plays are all like structured, scripted plays, right? So I'm thinking, man, they did a great job with those first 10 plays, and then after that, they're just like, you know what? We're gonna like they got punched in the mouth and they didn't know how to play.
You know what I thought I'd never say, but I'm gonna say it.
Hit it.
Bill got out coached.
Bill got out coached.
He got out coached.
I think Bill got out. I think he got out teamed.
That too, but
I think he just got out teamed because I feel like they just didn't have any wide receivers. The quarterback, I'm not sold on.
No, not at all.
I'm not saying he's bad. I just don't think, he's a smaller guy, 6 foot, but he's.
Yeah, because that's what I kind of seen in him. It's like he was struggling to see.
Yeah, like I felt like he was just.
He had to get outside the pocket to make something happen.
Yeah,
Right.
and even when he was
throwing
running,
off the line.
I mean, and you really think about not only just offensively, the defense really did. The defense let the game get away. I mean, because
Mhm.
3rd and 20, and they got a first down. I mean, they were just like they couldn't stop them.
That wide receiver was
number
dominating.
7.
He was dominating.
Number 7 was, and you know what? He is a guy I think we'll see in the NFL. So he could potentially be a guy
But
where
you know what's crazy? And this is just my take on that particular game, man. I never thought Carolina was going to beat TCU, right? Of course, the hype was around Bill Belichick in his first game and everybody there, all the stars outside. Okay, I get it. Right, cool. But how can we go against what TCU was last year? Like TCU was a hell of a team.
Definitely.
yeah, TCU is a good team.
So for me to think that the Tar Heels, which is my squad, that I think that they were going to beat TCU last night, I couldn't see it. I wanted it to be a great game, and I would love for Carolina to beat them.
Right.
But TCU, them boys really be balling, man.
But I have a question for the both of you. Since Y'all both Tar Heel
If you're gonna
fans.
ask about Jordan, I don't know.
No.
I've seen Jordan up there
I want to
for
ask
all
a
boys out
question.
No,
there.
the other Jordan.
Do you think maybe Bill can't get to the young kids? Maybe he's used to NFL and grown men, and he can't coach these young kids?
I gotta say, the one thing I'll say about Bill, and you saw it on the touchdown even at the beginning of the game, just zero emotion. And I'm not saying in the NFL that's one thing,
But
but
Bill's
I
always
think
like that.
in the
That's why I asked
college
the
game,
question.
do you need a coach who can motivate young men? You know, in the NFL, I'm not saying there's not some guys you got to go motivate, and every coach is obviously a coach, so they motivate. But you know, in the NFL, these guys are paid athletes.
Yes.
They say, "Hey, I'm a professional," and for most part, a lot of them hold themselves to that standard. In college, I feel like some of these guys are going to be accountants. You know, some of these are going to be a guy that's sitting
They're not all gonna
doing your taxes.
Not
You know what
gonna
I'm
make it.
saying? You got to go in, you got to motivate him, you got to coach him a little bit more. You got to give him a little bit of emotion, maybe even have to
Right.
hey, look, get out there, kick some ass,
Right.
do that kind of stuff. But, I think that Bill's just not behind the scenes, maybe.
Right.
Maybe
And then some players need that one-on-one, camaraderie or conversation with a coach, like to know, like man, coach got my back.
Yeah.
Is he that type of guy, though? Because
you have to understand that, like when it comes to the coaching staff at Carolina, it's not like Bill is just the one coach. They got a lot of coaches out there.
Oh no, definitely.
So-
But as the head coach,
do I think Bill is capable of reaching them? I think they respect him enough for him to be able to reach him, man. You know what I mean? As a head coach, like you're
Right.
looking at
right?
one of the greatest NFL coaches that we probably seen in a long
Oh,
time.
definitely.
So to be able to even play for this man, the respect level that they're gonna have to play for him is gonna speak for itself. The respect is gonna reach him anyway,
Right.
and they're gonna want to play for him. They're gonna want to give their all. As far as Bill being their best friend, they
No.
not gonna be their
No.
BFF,
No, not at all.
but they gonna go out there every day and try to give everything they can to him because of his stature.
But see, that's the thing I question. I don't know, because some of this youth are a little different.
Yeah.
They don't respect the elders.
Well,
Some are a little different.
I just think
And sometimes they look for a personal attachment, like a personal rapport.
Yeah.
And if you don't get that, some players, and I'm not saying all, some players may tend to,
And I
I
understand
thought
that.
he was this, and this.
I
Yeah,
think
I get it.
But,
I think the old school coach versus the new school coach, I've heard players say it. Kids don't respond to the old school kick you in the ass.
Oh, no.
Johnson. What
Right.
name your
That's
Chuck?
basically what I'm-
Okay.
Name your coach that's a tough guy. I think most people, most kids, those young players, they want a little bit more of that father figure, a little bit more,
Absolutely.
a little more nurturing, I guess you could say, a
But
little
you
bit
know
more
what's
like,
crazy?
hey, how's your family? How's your
Right, because you got a lot of kids that's coming from single parent homes,
Yep. Yeah.
rough
But I'll give
environments.
you a prime example of another team that we was heartbroken over. When Micah left the Cowboys because he wasn't getting the respect that he thought he deserved. He thought Jerry respected him more.
You know what?
Whenever it's
can I
coming
say-
back to college, I mean,
Yeah.
we looking at it from the same aspect. Like,
Well,
you want to feel like you respected. You want to feel like the coach values you.
sure. But now I will give, and we're talking you about Micah, but I'm just gonna say one last little bit right there on that.
Yeah.
But Jerry didn't feel like he could trust Micah either. So, and Jerry is not like a hard ass coach. He is a dude that plays on players. Like he treats their egos, especially if they're a star.
Right.
And Jerry thinks he can make money on them. Absolutely.
I think the lines got crossed
But-
somewhere with the
Yeah.
the agent involved, and just a lot of hearsay,
Oh yeah.
which nobody knows what really was
I
said.
think everybody had a mis-
But I think
yeah.
that's what the problem was.
Yeah.
And I think Jerry thought, despite Micah having an agent, by them having personal conversations, he was always going to be loyal to Jerry.
Oh, I think he.
And that's what I think Jerry got hurt over. And then it just went left, and he couldn't turn back after that.
Well, I'll leave it on this.
That's what I think.
I think Micah went toe to toe with Jerry in negotiations and thought he could negotiate it on his own, and then he realized that He was a
Micah had no
young
need
buck and
to negotiate.
a dude who eats deals for breakfast.
I get it, but Micah has no need to negotiate. He had a whole agent.
Right. But
His agent
he engaged with Jerry, and then he came back 2 days.
That's one of the things where a personal relationship sometimes with your owner can get you in trouble. Like you talking too much, but it's like you're not the agent, so why should you talk that much anyway?
Yeah, just say, hey, Jerry, talk to my agent.
Listen, at the end of the day, none of us know what was said.
Oh, that's what I said. I think a lot of
saying.
lines got crossed and communication got misconstrued. Like he say, she say, all of this stuff.
I think the blame's all the way around.
Jerry was just like, you know what, I got to move on.
Yeah, blame's all around.
We're back to college.
Thank you.
We're going back to college.
We're back to college.
Yeah, sorry, we get a little distracted. But I mean, we got to talk a little bit about NFL news. But we'll talk about that here in a minute. Because we can continue that. Let's get into Week 1 college football rankings after Week 1. Obviously, let me see and make sure I got the right ones up. So we got 2 polls. You got the coach and you got the AP. But we'll go by the AP because I think that's what most folks are going to know. So let's go rank 1 through 10, and let's talk about whether this team we think is going to be there Week 1 or if they're going to be, if they're going to stay in the top 10, if they're going to fall out of the top 10 by the end of the season. And then apparently I have an ad that has got 20 of them up. All right, so let's go into Ohio State, ranked number 1. We just talked about their great win there over Texas. What do you think? Are they going to stay in the top 10 by the end of the year, or are they out?
I don't think they'll fall out of the top 5.
I don't think they'll fall out of the top 3 even. I mean, really, to be honest with you.
I agree with that too.
You said top 10. I said, I don't think they come out of the top 10 now.
I'm saying top 3. I'm saying that.
I don't think they'll leave the top 5.
Penn State. Now, they didn't play a lot. They didn't play a good team, obviously. So we don't know Penn State. FIU.
I don't. The jury's still out on Penn State. I got to see some more.
Yeah, I feel like there's a team, but I still feel like Penn State's probably be still top 5 team, maybe even top 10, maybe at worst. LSU, now ranked number 3, up 6 spots.
I think LSU will fall out.
You think LSU
top 10
at some point?
Do you think it's because it's Chip Kelly?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because Chip Kelly's offense they'll catch up to it, and they're gonna play somebody that's ready for it, and it's gonna be somebody that they shouldn't lose to.
Yeah.
And they're gonna lose.
I can get with that. I think this year it's a little different because I think their defense is a lot better than it's been. And Chip Kelly, I think this might be his best defense that he's had since he's coached at LSU.
I'm just not a Chip Kelly fan.
Yeah,
he came to San Francisco that one year and tore us up.
It's personal, huh? And so it's personal. Okay, well, Reggie's got a personal vendetta. James, what do you got? LSU staying in the top 10, falling out of the top 10 by the end of the year.
Top 10. I'm gonna leave them in top 10 for the
top
season.
10
for the season.
Okay, top 10 for the season. Georgia.
Definitely gonna stay in top 10.
1-0 up. Yep, they're up 1.
They'll stay in the top 10.
Yeah, I mean, I think Georgia will. Right.
Yeah, they'll stay in the top 10.
They shouldn't fall out. Miami. So
I think Miami.
So do we think Miami's real?
They might go up, fall out of the top 10, but they may be able to bring it really back in and come back and stay within top 10 after the fact. But I think they're gonna fall out and come back.
I think they'll stay.
I think they'll stay too. I'm with you, Reggie. I think they'll stay. I think that defense is legit. I think even if Carson Beck struggles in that offense a little bit, I feel like that defense. I think it's legit, and they looked athletic and fast, and you really want to see that week 1. Now here's one. A lot of people. Oregon.
Oregon is always there.
Yeah,
but it's always. Just at the end they just don't have enough. I'm gonna keep them in there right now, and I'll keep them in top 10. I don't think they'll fall out of top 10.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. I think Oregon hasn't played anybody, but I mean, obviously yet, but being that first week, and they played Montana State, so, and obviously they drug them 59-13. And Montana State's good for their division. They're just not. They're not right. They're not that good. But Oregon, yes, I agree. I think they're going to stay top 10. Now Texas. Ooh,
Texas coming up out of there.
Texas coming.
So they'll fall out of top 10.
No top 10.
They coming out of top 10.
So you're out.
Yeah, they'll be out. I think they'll. What I will say, I think they won't. They'll stay in the 20. They'll stay in the top 20.
Yeah.
I think the worst they probably gonna get is 15.
Okay. I mean, I'm with you. They could fall to 15 plus, 15 to 10. You got some teams, I think, behind that could catch up with them. They could be one of those teams that falls out. I'm going to leave Texas in, though, in the top 10.
Okay.
But
what you want to put on it?
Well, we can't bet live on air. I don't know if that's good for you. I don't know the rules, folks. This is our first podcast. So
$7.
I'm all about.
We'll settle that.
cancel.
We'll settle that off air.
Yeah. I'm all for getting canceled, but not on our first podcast. I'll be like, well, it was a nice ride. We got canceled by YouTube, and once
we don't need no flags or anything.
Yeah, once Jeff Bezos gets rid of you, you're gone. From what I hear, so
no flag on the play.
I don't get launched into space or anything like that. So, but no, I think I'm going to keep Texas in there. James, we'll talk about that off air. But I'm going to go into the next team, Clemson. Down 4 spots.
They going out. I don't think they have it like people think they do. I think they have
Cade Klubnik. You don't believe in Cade Klubnik? Now, they've got a defensive line that I think is impressive, and their defense is impressive.
And they also were picked to win the national championship.
They were one of them, yeah.
I don't think so. I think they'll fall out.
I think
not saying now. We just talk about top 10.
Yeah, right. I still think they're going to stay ranked. Right, yeah. I still think. Okay, so, and I'm with you on that one. I think Clemson's going to fall out. I don't know if I believe in Cade Klubnik. I feel like I believe in their defense, but I definitely struggle with Cade Klubnik. Right. Let's put it that way. And their wide receivers didn't seem like they were, doing that well either. I felt like they just lacked a playmaker on offense, and we'll see how that turns out. But I definitely see them falling out of the top 10 by the end of the year. Now, the next team, also Notre Dame, had a bad fall, from grace. They are down 3 spots.
I think they'll fall out too. I don't believe in that quarterback yet. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, if I had to pick, I would pick Notre Dame coming out of the top 10.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think we all agree with that.
That quarterback can change my mind, but right now I don't. Yeah. Unless they start leaning heavily on that running back and playing solid defense. But I think they might fall out.
Well, we also got to look at the strength of their schedule too. Like even all the people that we was talking about top 10, we got to look at the strength of their schedule to see who they actually playing.
I'm with you on Notre Dame, but I mean, I definitely feel like they're falling out. But I feel like it's all going to depend on if that offensive line rebounds.
Yeah.
Because not only with your quarterback, you got to struggle with him, but then do you have to worry about can our running back, the guy that we kind of thought this is going to be our playmaker, now we don't have an offensive line that can go up against the great offensive lines that they used to, or at least we're just believe that, in the past, hey, Notre Dame's just got a great offensive line. If that doesn't happen this year, I think they're easily going to fall out. In fact, they could have a big fall from grace, I think, this year. Maybe even maybe I'm not saying unranked, but maybe definitely
maybe not make the playoffs.
Maybe not make the playoffs. Yeah, absolutely. So then we come to our final team, South Carolina.
South Carolina.
They definitely going up.
South Carolina's going up.
They're gonna stay in top 10.
All right. So I could tell this one's Reg because he's about to say something.
The only reason why I'm not gonna say they're staying in. They do it every year. South Carolina starts out great.
Yeah.
And then it just falls apart at some point.
But then they had last year where they weren't good when they started out. And then towards the end of the year, I felt like if South Carolina made it in at the end of the year, if they were actually got into the playoffs.
They always lose to teams that they shouldn't lose to. I believe in the quarterback, so I'm going to keep him in.
I receiver keep him in. I'm going to keep him in.
I'm going to keep him in.
Changes?
I'm saying they're going up.
Oh, you're going up.
I think he's going to carry them.
I'm not going to say 5. I'm saying they're going to stay. The lowest I feel like they'll be, and I feel like throughout the season they'll move up.
We talked to top 10. Let's talk about teams that could move up into that top 10 spot. We're losing a couple teams, or at least a few that we agree. Mm-hmm. Let's say if we were all to agree on, Notre Dame, Clemson, maybe even Texas falling out. So what are some teams that could sneak up into the top 10 and surprise us?
That's who's 10 to 20 right now?
10 to 20. Okay, we're going to go through. So you got Illinois. So nobody's talking about Illinois. Number 11, 12, Arizona State, 13, Florida, 14, Florida State, 15,
Florida State going to move up.
Michigan, Iowa State, SMU, Oklahoma, Texas A&M, Ole Miss.
Sneaky is Arizona State.
Arizona State, yeah. Actually, they've got one of the best wide receivers. One of the best wide receivers, and 2 seconds.
Very
here,
sneaky.
Hold on 1 second.
Very sneaky.
Technical difficulties.
No, we'll be all right.
But you know what? I also think that I know that Alabama is. I'm not saying that people count Alabama out. They're just saying they're not the same team that they were. But I feel like Alabama, if they can get it together, I'm not saying they're gonna move in top 10, but they gonna move up from the.
I think this is one of those years
They
where
in the 21st spot, right?
we really don't know the names at Alabama right now.
Yeah,
We don't know.
but it's almost the first time it done happened.
That's what I'm saying. So that's why I don't trust it because I don't know, like, who's the star player for Alabama.
Right. Yeah, I mean, they got a. I mean, they got a wide receiver.
But we always talked about their quarterbacks. We always
Left
talked about their
tackle.
linebackers.
Yeah.
We always talked about wide receivers.
Right.
Like, you're not hearing that talk. I'm not saying it's not there. You're just not hearing the talk.
They're just not the same, man.
I just feel like
They're
they're
not the
gonna.
same.
At the end of the day, I feel like Alabama's just gonna have to get back to being physical again. And I think that starts there, and then I mean they've got players. I mean Alabama's just one of those teams. They've got players, but can they bring back the physicality that we're kind of all expecting when you think about Alabama. I do think that they have some talent. I think it was just definitely. I think they kind of came in and they underestimated Florida State and the talent that Florida State really has. And I think they just got punched in the mouth. And like Mike Tyson said, hey, well, let's see how they respond. They get punched in the mouth. Now they've got a chance to respond. Now, me personally, I'm with you. I think Florida State's going to definitely be one of the teams.
Game over.
Probably going to come up. We're not going to talk about this because of my Dodgers, but that's what that happened. But I do think that we're going to see some teams start to creep back up like Florida State. I definitely think they're underrated still. The fact that they didn't hit top 10 even after beating Alabama, I think there's still some people don't believe in them, but I do feel like Florida State is going to be one of the teams. Now, I'll tell you a team that might not get into the top 10. I hope they do. And I'm a little bit of a homer because I'm from Southern California, but USC Trojans, I feel like they're going to be a better team. We're unranked still, but we whooped the tail out of a nobody. But I do feel like, as the season goes on, we're going to start seeing maybe a few teams climb into here. But Arizona State, I did like Reggie, what he had to say. They got a good team. I think they've got one of the best wide receivers, if not the best wide receiver, in the game. And, another team, obviously every year, Michigan, I mean, we'll see where Michigan play. I mean, they didn't, every year we kind of write them off, but, I think
they always show up.
Yeah, I feel like they'll be back
closer to the end of the season.
Absolutely. 100%. So we talked about kind of, top 10. We talked a little bit about all the games and what we saw, but we got a game coming up in the NFL. I don't know if you heard about it this Thursday.
Transition to NFL.
I mean, I feel like we've kind of given college its justice.
We did.
Definitely.
I mean, there's probably a million things we could have talked about because, I mean, when you talk about like the ungodly amount of teams that are in the
I think we
college.
covered the big games in college.
Absolutely.
But now, guess what? It's the beginning of the NFL season.
It's the final pour right here, James. This is the final pour. Well, it's not, I don't know if it's actually James' final pour, but at least for the stream, we're gonna jump in and talk a little bit about the game upcoming. Sweet love, sweet love. The Dallas Cowboys.
Who's playing Thursday night?
I think the Cowboys are playing somebody, and I don't know who they are. I'm not sure exactly who we're playing. I think they said the name was the Beagles or somebody like that.
Something like
the Eagles.
Well, before we get started with that, I just want to say, man, it's been a long time coming. I'm so happy that the NFL is back.
That's its time.
The weather's changing.
The leaves about to change on the tree.
So let's get ready for football. And with that,
cheers.
Thursday night.
Cheers. Thursday night.
NFL.
Cheers to the beginning of the season, baby.
So,
cheers.
Thursday night, we got Eagles, Cowboys. Cowboys, obviously not favored. Eagles favored by 7.5.
Ooh.
Yeah. Ain't nothing but a touchdown.
I mean, I'm thinking I'm taking the under on that, but I mean, I don't know if I give the Cowboys a win, and I'm not ready to say that yet. I think you got leading into the game. I mean, let's talk a little bit about matchups. If you think about who you're going to take, who do you guys got? If you're thinking matchup, starting quarterback, and we'll just go position by position. Quarterback versus quarterback.
I'm going to let you say, you're a Dallas fan, James, so go ahead.
James, quarterback. Best quarterback. Okay, you got Jalen Hurts, Dak Prescott. Who's got the advantage?
Versus Dak Prescott, and Jalen Hurts is at home.
Jalen Hurts in the link.
And Jalen Hurts might be one of the most humble men I've ever heard talk. And he is focused on repeating. Or he is
Okay.
focused on getting back to where he just came from. So yeah, I understand you have all the talk about the Super Bowl hangover and all the different things that happen after you win the Super Bowl. I get it. But do I think that that's going to happen to Philly this year?
Well, let's say
I
week one. Jalen Hurts
no,
versus the Cowboys.
that's what I'm saying. No, I'm talking about as far as, when you have Super Bowl hangover, you have a rough first 4, 5, 6 games. Your games is rough. But do I think that this rival division game coming into Philly and looking at the front four that Philly has on their offense and defense, looking at the receivers that Philly got, looking at the corners, the
Yeah.
quarterback, the running back, do I think that Dallas is going to be able to go into Philly with what we have right now after getting rid of our number one defensive player? Do I think that we are going to be able to go to Philly and take the win? I want to say yes so bad, but I just don't see the Cowboys going to Philly and getting a win.
Right.
It's going to be difficult for me to. I mean,
Reggie?
being logical now, and I'm a logical person. I'm not.
Right.
I'm not betting on or talking about my personal feelings. I'm just being logical because 1 + 1 = 2, right?
Yes.
So for me to give you an honest answer, and my honest answer is, I think after Thursday, the Cowboys will be 0-1.
Okay. And Jalen Hurts versus Dak. It doesn't matter that Dak
I think that
has a winning record. I mean,
I get it. I think that after Thursday, I think might have a few more yards than Jalen Hurts.
so you
And
think you have more passing yards?
I think I'm gonna say Dak might have more passing yards than Jalen Hurts, only because Jalen Hurts, he'll come out of the pocket a little bit and be mobile. He'll run a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
and they got Saquon back there. They gonna hand that ball off and let Saquon get some yards.
Absolutely.
So as far as the most passing yards, I'm gonna give the most passing yards to Dak, but I'm still gonna give the win to Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay. Good.
my,
Reggie, say it.
my take on this game, and I'll be honest with you, it's going to be closer than what people think. And I think what's going to play a part in it is what always do.
The field goal
Turnovers.
kicker.
Turnover.
Philly, if y'all can generate some sort of pass rush and can hit on Jalen Hurts a little bit, it may change the outcome of the game. But the first thing you have to do, if Saquon averaged 5 to 6 yards a carry, but then the game over, you have to slow him down right off the rip. And then, like I said, turnovers, special teams. You just have to play sound. Now, because Philly has lost something on their defense now, so I don't know if them corners going to be what they were last year.
Yeah.
So now you got 2 big-name wide receivers. You never know. So that's what I'm saying. Now, that's depending on the offensive line. Can they give Dak the time to throw?
Right.
Now, if Dak back there running for his life, well, then that's a whole different ballgame.
But that's my biggest concern.
I think the game will be closer than what people think.
That front four on Philly's defense.
It's changed a little
But
bit. They got rid of
so
some
give
people.
me the front four. So front four.
So
I'll tell you who it is: Nolan Smith, Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, and Huff, Bryce Huff, somebody Huff.
No, Huff. We got Huff.
No, but they got another. I
Yeah, I
can't.
know
It's
who
like
you're talking
Huff or
about,
Bryce.
yeah.
Bryce somebody. So that's their front four. So
no, but I'm gonna give you the right Huff.
I don't care. It
But I
don't
do
matter.
think-
It could be Huff and Puff, the
And
Magic
then
Dragon.
another thing is,
Guess what? We don't know his name, James.
another thing is what running game are
Nolan
y'all
Smith,
bringing?
maybe.
What running game y'all bringing?
Oh,
if y'all
absolutely.
can run the ball.
But here's
a
my
different
thought.
story.
Here's my thought. Explosive plays. That's what's going to come down to. You got to limit Saquon Barkley. You can't let him get ahead of steam. You got to get him behind the line. You got to slow him down, and you got to limit the explosive plays. Now they're probably going to get some.
But saying that, you have to limit him from getting explosive plays, right?
Okay.
We also know that we have struggled. And when I say struggle,
Absolutely.
you have seen, man, we don't watch every Cowboy game since 1980.
Yep.
80, 89, whatever. The past, I'm going to say 3 or 4 years, we have struggled with stopping the run.
I mean, we definitely have had some struggle stopping the run,
So
for sure. And I'm not saying there hasn't been moments and teams that we stopped
no,
the run, and
we of course. I mean, you're always gonna have a certain point in time where your defense look good and they can't run the ball and you stopping them. But we've had we had more runs on us than we had success on stop.
well, I feel like especially in big games. I mean, we've struggled in a big game to
And
stop the run.
this is the division
Huge
game.
game,
This
right?
is this is a
But
huge game, the first game of the season.
you know, we've shown a history of we have stopped. I mean, we have slowed Saquon Barkley down. I'm saying last year we didn't, but you know, we've slowed him down when he played for the Giants and guys like that. So what? But what I'm saying is, I feel like you get a limit. Now he might get some plays,
He's
but you
definitely
just
gonna get
got
some
to
plays.
limit the explosive plays. So you know, for an explosive play, I mean, you got Abe Smith, you got Brown, you got those guys. You got, but I'm saying, I think whoever can limit the other team from making the big plays.
Yeah.
And one name you're forgetting, you might see a different Jalen Hurts. He might take off.
Absolutely,
He's a mobile quarterback.
right?
But
no.
you know what? The crazy
Right.
thing, he's not as mobile as he used to be. And the only reason I say that is because he doesn't have to be. Because you got Saquon, so no, I don't have to take off running like that.
Right.
I pass this rock to Saquon, or either I dump it to Saquon in the slot, something small, and Saquon is gonna make something happen.
I think the biggest thing in this game, like Joe was saying, the big plays. And one thing they like to do, and what I think they'll start out doing right off the rip, is they're gonna go play action and try and take a deep shot if they get the ball first. They're gonna try and get an explosive play to get the crowd into it right off the rip.
Absolutely. In the link, you got the Super Bowl, hung the banner.
Yeah,
They're not
so-
coming out for that, by the way.
Okay, so let's talk about the positives on both teams that will be able to create an explosive play,
Okay.
right? So
Saquon Barkley.
when we talk about Philly, you know Saquon can do whatever he gonna do, right?
Yeah.
Saquon is gonna be a problem. Jalen Hurts is accurate. He precise. He's gonna be a problem.
And they got a tight end
Okay.
too now.
Yeah,
Tight end, he gonna be a
They
problem.
got 2 wide receivers.
So they have a hell of an offense, and we already know that.
But you guys
Right.
got the same thing.
But I don't
Offensively.
I don't want to sit here and say it's a equal on both
Besides the
sides.
running back. Besides the running
But the
back.
running back is where we fail at as far as if we talking about comparison. We have the receivers, right? We got 2 good receivers.
You got great.
We got a great quarterback,
2 great receivers.
2 great receivers, and our running back, he's not proven yet. Which running back we going with?
Oh,
first,
running
man?
back. Talking about offensive
Williams
He's
got from the
fresh.
Broncos.
No, but I'm saying he's fresh on our squad.
Yeah, I mean Williams, but you got a lot of unknowns.
Got the
there.
rookie. Blue.
Jaden
But
Blue.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And I like
So-
Jaden Blue a lot. I mean, if he's healthy, he did have a little bit of ankle tweak.
So,
but I think he's
okay.
healthy right now.
So let's go top 5 on the offense. If we're talking about quarterback, running back, 2 receivers, and tight
Playmakers,
end.
or so like let's just say playmakers. Let's eliminate the quarterback, right? So I'm
Okay.
not saying because I think Dak and Jaden or Jalen Hurts probably a little closer to a push, but let's just talk about playmakers. So you got Barkley. All right. So you said Eagles. You got Barkley. You got Brown, Smith,
AJ Brown,
Dallas Goddard.
Goddard. You said Smith?
Yeah,
That's the other receiver.
yeah.
Okay.
So
They got somebody else over there too, though, bro. There's somebody else over there. They got what's the other tight end?
Well, Goddard was their.
I know, but they got I'm talking about the tight
But I
end.
wouldn't say he's. I don't think he's a. I don't think their second tight end is somebody you got to
No.
worry about. I'm not saying he.
Okay, so if we talking about tight ends and receivers.
Yeah.
So the offensive line, who has the better offensive line between the 2 teams?
I think interior line, Cowboys. Exterior line, like the tackles, I think the Eagles.
Okay, so now let's go to safeties and corners on defense. For the safeties and corners on defense for
That's
Philly.
where I think Philly is lacking a little bit because you lost
Yep.
Darius Slay.
Yep.
You lost my man Gardner Johnson.
Yep.
Now
They
they got the
Cooper
the
DeJean.
Mitchell. They got Cooper.
Quinyon
They got the Mitchell and the other safety they just signed. Yeah,
Well, they got
DeJean.
Cooper DeJean. Well, they got the rookie
Yeah.
Cooper DeJean.
And then they signed the linebacker Bond.
yeah, Bond. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good. But yeah,
Zach
they got
Bond or
solid.
whatever his
Yeah,
name is.
He
Zach
played
Bond.
middle linebacker
Yes,
or
Yeah.
outside?
No, he played
Middle.
middle linebacker.
Yeah.
Inside linebacker.
he's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, they just signed him, gave him a new contract.
And then
He
they
was
got
on
the
1 million.
defensive tackles: Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis. And then I
Okay.
feel like Nolan Smith is. I'm not saying Nolan Smith is bad, But I think their defense. I'm with Reggie. I think their defense has taken a step back this year because your second corner. Because really, Cooper DeJean's playing in the slot.
Listen, that's what I think.
And
Then
you
y'all
got
got the advantage.
Mitchell.
I don't think. See, Mitchell. See, is one. I always tell people. Mitchell had a hell of a year last year because you had Slay and people like backing him up. You know, you got somebody
that was
else.
taking the pressure off of him.
See, now you got that pressure on you. You got to be that guy.
Oh yeah, you got to be the man because
Constantly.
you ain't got nobody that's gonna be able to pick up the slack.
Yeah, because I think
It's
their
gonna be a
second
little
quarterback. I
different.
think their second cornerback's gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
But if you think of the Cowboys now, this is based on health. You got Diggs, who said he's 75 to 80% playing. You've got Bland, and then you got Elam, who came from Buffalo in a trade, who's had a really good camp by all accounts. You know, everybody said. So I feel like secondary, I think maybe might surprise us. Now that's health dependent.
It's all, to me, in this game, it's all about if you slow Saquon down, you got a chance.
Right, and
If
then
you
got
slow
front,
that down, you got
to stop the run though, man.
You got to fill the
and
spots.
that run game is like
you know Jerry gonna be hyped up if y'all stop the run and win this game. You know he gonna think he made the best move alive when he got rid of Parsons. They got Kenny Clark.
Yeah, Clark.
Micah.
I mean, Clark could make a big impact though.
Micah was not designed. His position is not to stop the run. His position is to go after the quarterback.
But I don't think he's as bad of a running. The problem with Micah is he's a chase defender. He's not setting the point. He's not going to be the guy who's going to hold the tackle
He's
up.
an impact player.
He is an impact player. He's great. He's a superb. You know, he's going to get the sacks. He's going to make the splash plays.
You really don't realize what Micah is until everything else in your defense is top notch.
Yeah.
Now, if you have some top notch D tackles and then you letting him run loose,
you got to watch everybody. Whenever it came, like I told Joe,
you can't double team nobody.
Every single game we played last year, right? Everything you saw was as soon as they set the ball, you got 2 and 3 people holding Mike up trying to get there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they was running right in his direction to push him out the way.
Absolutely.
But that's where teams could count. That's where teams kind of schemed Micah, where they run at Micah. Yeah. They're like, hey, we can't let Micah ruin the game, so let's run at Micah.
They did the same thing with years ago with Luke Kuechly.
Yeah.
They used to run and just because he was so small, once we get to his surface, and push him out the way.
Linebacker though.
Right, but he used to be dominant against the run though, hitting the gaps. So once he was so small though, once the offensive lineman pushed forward, he's out the way.
Well, I feel like linebackers. I mean, obviously linebackers. It's huge when you got defensive linemen in front of you that can hold up doubles and
let you see
doesn't let guys get up to the second level.
So let me ask you another question then. When it comes to our linebacker play, right?
Yeah.
If we comparing linebackers for Philly and linebackers for the Cowboys, who you gonna give it to?
I will say this:
you guys hadn't had a star linebacker since I don't know how long.
No, you can't say that. I mean, we had.
Vander Esch was pretty good.
Vander Esch was
Sean Lee.
Sean Lee was a little overrated because he's so small. He stayed hurt all the time.
Well, no,
he was good.
I think he just got hurt. I don't think he was that small. I mean, I think Sean Lee just had a freak injury history. He just got hurt a lot.
Didn't somebody just pick up? Didn't somebody give Vander Esch a shot?
Yeah, but he's got bad neck problems.
Yeah.
But I don't know. He's got bad. He's never played. You know what? Actually, no. I don't think he did get picked. That was Jalen Smith.
Okay.
No, but Vander Esch can't play because medically.
Jalen Smith was another one. He was athletically good, but just couldn't read. He couldn't.
No, I think
he wasn't the lead on the field.
He was trying to build his brand. He was over there swiping and doing some stupid shit.
So whenever we talking about linebackers, right? Whenever we talk about who's gonna be going up against that. You got the outside linebacker, middle linebacker. The ones who are going to be going up against Dak, do you feel like they play is going to be sufficient enough to keep Dak from being able to do what he want to do? Because do you think their linebackers are that good?
Last year, Bond was
really good.
He was good last year.
I mean, the other linebackers are solid, but I think Bond starts with him.
They lost my man. He retired when they won the Super Bowl. Number 55 for Philly. I can't remember his name, but he retired.
But I'll kind of leave it at this. I mean, I think linebackers actually have a lot of promise. I mean, Overshown's not going to play. he's a superstar in the making if he stays healthy.
Yeah.
But I think there's going to be some surprise.
But I thought he was healthy.
He's probably got he might not even play till Thanksgiving. He's still, his injury
He
at least.
questionable.
But I think Leofau is going to surprise some people. That's the name I would tell you to keep an eye on. Jack Sanborn is going to be another guy that I
That
think
guy
is
you
going
drafted out of Boston. Was it Boston College that you got?
Oh yeah, Ezraku, but that's
Yes.
a defensive end, so
Yeah.
he'll play defensive end. But he's a little undersized. But I think he's going to be. I'm not saying he's going to make people forget about
Right.
Micah Parsons, but I think he's going to surprise some people. And then we still got dudes. Sam Williams. We got.
Oh, like I always say, it's just about how you play together.
Think about this, but I'll leave it at this. And I guess we'll go ahead and pick the game. But losing Micah sucks. Paying him $47 million, I don't know if I could do that.
47 is a lot of money.
47 million for a
Yes.
line for a
That's a lot of money.
a guy who's yes, amazing. But what can't you do at that point when you've got Dak, Micah, CD, Trayvon Diggs? You start naming all
And
these
then you
guys
had
that
to
are
just
making
sign Deron Bland. So
Deron Bland. Well, I
So
think we
Diggs
signed
is
Deron
healthy.
Bland. The 75 to 80% chance he thinks he'll
So
play.
he's starting the season.
Yes, I think it might be on some limited snaps, but we'll see. Right now, it's kind of like they think he's trending in the right direction.
Yeah.
Tyler Guyton, left tackle, probably going to play in this game. It sounds like the Eagles basically are fully healthy for this game. Dickerson started practicing again.
Yeah.
But, that being said, I think, yes, it will suck losing Micah. I think we're going to suffer on the pass rush. Obviously, how can you not with a guy like that gone? Could our team defense improve to the point where actually as a whole,
yes,
they play a little better. They play a little bit more, gap scheme, sound possibly. Who knows? It's Matt
I would feel better I would feel better just seeing that we stopping the run or slowing down
Absolutely,
the run.
yeah. If we stop him, if we
Yeah.
stopped him,
No.
because don't get me wrong. I love Jalen Hurts as a person and stuff like that, but as a quarterback, there's still I feel like some limitations to his game. If
Oh,
you
definitely.
put him in the pocket, don't let him get out and run. Don't let him, manipulate the defense.
And I get that. But on our squad, who is going to keep him in that pocket? Who do you think is going to keep Jalen in the
Defensive
pocket?
end, set the edge, and then your safeties, guys like that, don't let them get out.
And you got to see what Kenny Clark brings.
Yeah,
he's a little older, but he probably
Listen,
still got something left in the tank.
29.
I try to put all my hope and faith in the Cowboys, right? I do. I truly do. And I want to see what they're capable of this season. And I want them to play like they want that Lombardi.
Well, let's see.
They will.
So week one, James, you said Cowboys lose. It's okay.
I love the Cowboys, bro. I love them to death.
All
But
right.
it's difficult for me to see them going to Philly and beating Philly if Philly is fired on all cylinders.
Sure. Okay.
It's just hard for me to see that.
Yeah, absolutely. Reggie?
Like I said, I think it'll be closer than what people think.
So
But I gotta give the edge to Philly just because they home. It's a night game. Fans is gonna be hysterical.
sure.
A lot of times when you playing in that environment, you have to play mistake-free ball to win.
Yeah.
And I just think at some point, it's going to be a crucial turnover or mistake that caused the game.
Yeah. I'll give you this. I definitely could see why people would pick Philly. I think the game's actually gonna be sloppy on both sides. And the reason I'm gonna say that is because you got a little bit of that Super Bowl. They just played the Super Bowl. Their season extended. The Cowboys played a little bit of a shorter season. So I think both teams are actually going to make some mistakes and look a little sloppy at
definitely,
points. So I just
definitely.
think I'm not counting that because I feel like both teams could have that issue, and I feel like maybe that can cancel itself out a little bit. I do think the Cowboys feel a little disrespected, and I do feel like they're going to come in and they're definitely
They're
going
gonna play to win.
But I think I'm going to give it by 3 points, and I'm going to give you
That's
my
what I
man,
said. I think
my
it'll be
man
closer
Brandon
than what
Aubrey, because let me tell you.
Field goal.
All we need to do is get 15 yards and we're in field goal range.
Okay.
There's not many teams that could say that with their kicker.
No, Aubrey's a monster.
So if we take advantage of that, if you're talking about a kicker and you get some points and that's why I feel like even at the end of the game, it's a tight game. Maybe it's 21-21, 24-24, whatever the score may be, 17-17. It's tied up, end of the game. Cowboys get a chance to get the ball back. All they got to do is get it up to the 50, and then you got a kicker who could go out, potentially win the game for you. So that's where I feel like it's going to be a 3-point game, and I feel like Brandon Aubrey is going to be the difference.
Okay.
And special teams, which we didn't even talk about special teams.
I
It's
did.
going to be the difference.
That's what I said. I said turnovers a special team.
Yeah, I feel like both teams. I'm not saying Philly doesn't have some advantages, but I feel like Cowboys have some advantages, and I feel like at the end of the day, it's going to play it out on the special teams, and so I'm going to give the Cowboys by 3
So
points.
what score are you predicting, Joe?
I'm going to say 21, Dallas.
I'm thinking 27-21.
27-21.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know why I see it
Eagles,
like I'm thinking
27-21.
27-21.
I'm going 30-27.
30-27.
No,
30-27.
30-24.
30-24
30-24.
Eagles. Okay. Well, I think that's a good start to the season, gentlemen. I appreciate you guys
Yes.
hopping on with us here.
30-24.
I appreciate everybody who's going to listen to this.
Oh yeah.
I think in the future we're going to do some live shows and whatnot.
Definitely.
But
Indeed.
right now we're going to just kind of try and stick to about 2 shows. We're going to do some recording, but we're hoping that in the future maybe we can get some fan interaction. But I think if you could just stick with us, we're going to work through some things.
Definitely. And I hope everybody tunes in.
Yeah.
We're going to have a wonderful time. We're going to talk football, sports, basketball, baseball, college, everything. Even throw some tennis in there every now and then. Who knows?
Absolutely. I watched tennis last night.
Yes.
Coco Gauff, when she played Naomi Osaka.
She got smothered.
Yeah.
She got smothered, but
It was,
She got smothered.
she got smothered.
He said, "Look, he was trying to give it the smooth. She got smothered.
When you get beaten straight sets,
She got smothered.
it's over. Yes.
Damn, she got some Waffle House.
Yeah, she
got
got
like
it
some
scattered and everything.
smothered, chunked, punked.
Naomi Osaka is she the truth.
She's back on her thing now
Yeah,
because she took some time off because she had a baby. That she went through postpartum. She had a lot of depression going on, but she seemed to be back on her A game.
Oh, listen, came back strong.
Yeah.
Strong as an ox. When she came back last night, when she was playing, she bouncing around on the heels and she looking like
she was playing. I hate to say, it was almost like borderline disrespectful because she was just laughing and just playing, like toying around the whole time.
Fun, man. She was really having fun last night.
Even when she missed the shot, she just laughed at it like, okay, and got back at it. So, but guys, again, I appreciate everybody that's going to be tuning in because I know it's going to be millions.
Indeed.
And I'm telling you, it's going to be millions. You know why? Because these 3 guys, we know what the hell we talking about.
Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. Tune in, send it to your friends, send it to your mama, send it to everybody so y'all can watch us.
And hit the notification button so you'll know when we dropping new content.
That's right. Hey, for Reggie, James, and Joe, thanks so much for joining us on the first episode
of the Poorhouse.
We at the